Hey guys, so I contemplated on whether or not I would record this video. I actually went back and forth a few times because this is not something that I'm particularly known for to talk about. You know, we usually try to keep things really upbeat on the channel and we'll do the occasional rant when we have to. But something changed earlier today. I was on Twitter and I was reminded of something that happened exactly 1 year ago today. If y'all can believe it or not, it's officially been an entire year since we lost Etika. And for the upteenth time in 2020, my heart fell into my stomach. It's crazy because this is something that happened last year and it's still messing with me today. I'm not going to make this video talking about Etika as who he was, mainly due to the fact that, frankly, I have nothing that I can add to the conversation that hasn't already been said. Etika was an amazing, amazing, amazing persona. But one thing that we often forget is while we really enjoyed the character of Etika, he was also a person, and that person's name was Desmond. I think we can all agree that 2020 has been a really, really rough year, from the Australian fires to the COVID-19 lockdowns, George Floyd being murdered, police brutality, protests, riots for our civil liberties, just the loss of life all around. It's been a lot to take in, and whenever something like this happens, I usually take to social media to really express my thoughts, and that's been my outlet for so many years, like Twitter, Facebook posts, things like that. I would talk about stuff, and whenever I wanted to put people in the right direction for ways you can help, like certain organizations that do actual good work, I would do that. But here recently, I haven't felt the same sort of satisfaction doing those things, because while I had fulfillment in the fact that I was doing my part and I was helping out, it didn't fill the cup, if that makes sense. And then it just dawned on me that I have another outlet where I can really express my thoughts and opinions, that outlet being YouTube. And I don't know why for the longest time I never really took to YouTube to talk about such sensitive subject matters, because YouTube has done so much for me as a person. If y'all can believe it or not, I've been on YouTube for 12 years now. I started making videos when I was 15 years old, and here we are almost 15 years later. I'm still doing it. Still talking to a camera. That bit right there, just talking, expressing myself. I don't know why I never throughout the years chose to speak on these things, because maybe it was due to fear. Maybe it was due to the fact that I don't think people would understand about things that I went through. But I also have to realize that as a person and what YouTube has done for me, the growth as a person, if I can view that as just so important to me, coming out of my shell, being able to be outspoken on things, then why shouldn't I use this platform to talk about those sensitive subject matters? I'll give you all a perfect example, since we're talking about me as the person Neo, as the person Chris, whatever y'all call me throughout the years. When I first started making YouTube videos, I never knew where it would take me, not from a monetary standpoint, not for subscribers, not for views, because as y'all know, I've been on YouTube for 12 years and we just recently broke 40,000 subscribers. And to some people, they're just like, oh, you've been on YouTube that long? Shouldn't you have like 1 million, 3 million subscribers? But I've said this so many times before, it's never been about the views. It's never been about the subscriber numbers. What has mattered more than anything was just the growth that I got from this, but also the relationships that I have formed on this website. Long-lasting, everlasting relationships that I'm going to have with these people till my dying days. Okay. Growing up, I didn't have too many friends. I had people who I hung out with. But I soon realized that those weren't necessarily friends. Those were just people who we had the same class with, and we had similar interests at the time. But I never felt that genuine connection with them. And throughout my days of school, I never felt like I really belonged to any particular group. I've always envied those people who just had a lot of friends. Not necessarily the popular cliques, but just those people who they have those relationships with people that they've known for years. I never had those. I had some friends, but more often than not, I just felt like an outcast, and I didn't know why. I was just this tall black kid with glasses. Like, maybe was it the fact that I was just so skinny as a kid? Was it the fact that I wore glasses and people thought I was a nerd? I didn't try to ever push my love for things on people. So I didn't know what it was. Was it the fact that I was just this black kid with glasses who didn't speak like the stereotypical black person should? I didn't know, but that stuff really weighed heavy on me as a person. For so many years, I don't even want to admit how much. I just never felt like I belonged anywhere. But I was reminded to something that my mom told me on my first day of kindergarten. She said to me, it doesn't matter how many friends you have. It doesn't matter what it looks like to you. What matters is you be yourself and you stay true to yourself. Those words they've stuck with me more than 20 years later. Because even though I felt alone and I just didn't feel like I really belonged places, when I started making YouTube videos and I started to see people comment on me talking about Kingdom Hearts and Naruto and various things like that, I started to form bonds with those people. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I had genuine connections. Like, wow, these people, they like the same stuff that I like, but they also like me for me. And I liked them for them. And we were just able to mesh and click and, just exchanging screen names and talking over Skype, and then eventually exchanging phone numbers and talking and meeting up. And I did that with so many people, so many amazing people from so many walks of life. And they were people who were my age, and they were also people who were a lot older than me at the time that I had no business talking to. But there was really something genuine about that. I, for the first time in my life, felt like I had people. I had people who liked me for me. So it was important that, not everybody has that opportunity to really be able to express themselves. Some people just they don't have that outlet. They don't have those people in their life. And too often we shun those people as different and weird. And when they want to belong somewhere, they want help, and we're just not there for them like we should be. And I realized that if I could have help to get me out of that darkness with the people around me, I need to be there for people who aren't able to speak like that, who aren't able to have like that sudden realization that, wow, everything is going to be okay. So a few days back, somebody had asked me on a stream about mental health and what's your advice on things. And I told them I don't have all the answers for that, because I'm no type of professional on how to do stuff. But one thing that's really gotten me through my days is being surrounded by loved ones and being able to talk to people and realizing that you're not alone in this. You are not alone in this. Everybody is going through stuff, no matter how strong they appear, no matter how strong they seem. You are not alone. And if all it takes for me is to open up the dialogue, the discussion, the conversation about my life and some of the dark places that I've been in, if that can help somebody realize that it's okay, no matter what situation they're going through, then I owe it to myself to be that person, to help them through this. Even if it's just them watching this video, or, you know, them sending a DM and talking about the things. I want to be there for those people and show them that it's okay. And it's, you know, it's not uncool to open up about things that you think people are going to say is so stupid and pointless, and why do you even care? Like, why would you get on camera and you're literally crying to an audience of people? Like, no one's going through that. Nobody cares. Well, whatever. If people think it's lame, because I just want to be upfront and honest with people about things that I've gone through in my life and the places that I've been through, because I think some people are going through the same thing and they just don't know how to express themselves. These past few months alone have been very rough for me. Just re-examining life and everything that's been going on. It's taken me to some really dark places where I feel my usual outlets that I express myself weren't enough, like video games and watching, you know, Netflix shows and all that. So I decided to start calling up people, you know, calling up best friends and just checking in on them to see how they're doing. And I figured out that I wasn't alone. Everybody is going through something. And it's important that we do talk to people, whether it's a professional who's just there to help you, or it's someone who's just close in your life and they give you reassurance on things. I feel like everybody should have that opportunity. Etika was something else, man. He was like that type of person who, you know, you get out here and you're happy to see this man's excitement about anything, even if he was over the top. You know, he was great, but he was also hurting on the inside, and it just goes to show you the most perfect individual out there in your eyes, the most happy person, they're crying out for help and they just don't know how. I remember when there were the initial scares in the beginning of Etika and what he was going through, and we were all just like, yo, this keeps happening over and over again. Is he trolling us? Is he doing this for clout? And then you realize it's not for clout, and it happens. And I just don't want this to keep happening over and over and over again. And if we can be there for the people who mean the most to us and say that, hey, it's okay. It's okay. You matter. You do. If we can just be more open about that, that's all I really want. And if that's what I need to do on YouTube, if that's my purpose and my calling, to just be there to help people through all this stuff, then so be it, man. I guess there's a first time for everything, you know? Jesus Christ. I've been on YouTube for almost 15 years and I never thought I would start crying, man. Ah, jeez. I've made so many amazing friendships because of this site. This site has done so much for me as a person, and it's pulled me out of so many dark places, and I've become a better person, and I've finally felt like I belonged, and just being able to express myself and no longer be the shy and timid child that I used to be. That's something that I'm forever grateful for. And it's something that I'm so glad that I did. And whatever y'all are going through in life, whether it's you feeling inadequate in life and not knowing what your purpose or your passion is, what direction you're supposed to be going. We've all felt like failures before. I mean, I feel like a failure every other week, but the important thing is that whenever you do start feeling like that, it's just to talk to somebody. Because even if they tell you something you won't want to hear, even if they tell you something that's the truth, the important thing is that person cares for you. And if it's a genuine person who knows the shit that you've gone through, they'll tell it like it is. But above all else, they'll be there for you. So keep those people close. Keep them really, really close. Check in on your friends. Check in on your family. Friends, family, they can be interchangeable at this point, because the people who I meet, like when I say we're all a family, y'all, like I really do mean that. Because for so many years I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, and just the fact that there are thousands, millions of people now who think like me and who like the stuff that I do, and we could just sit here and have a laugh at things, and it's awesome, man. Jesus. I had places that I wanted to take this video, but I think I've kind of derailed it. Hopefully y'all got the point of this. Hopefully. I think I'm gonna cut the video off here. From me to you for now, my name is NGS signing out. And like always, I catch you guys later. Peace.